should America ban their guns or should they keep them? What do you reckon?
I think no matter what side somebody's on, I think it's past the point of no return.
Yeah.
So there's currently, I think I read, there's almost as many guns as people in America, if not more.
Yeah.
It's too late. What are you gonna? You're gonna ban all guns? It's too late.
Yeah. Well, it's that Second Amendment that they have, man.
That is true.
And it's bulletproof. See what I did there?
Yeah.
It's tough, man. Look, my opinion on it is, I think that they should ban them for the public to have, but I can see the other side where, you know, if there's a psychopath that's about to open fire in a public place, crowded with people, if there's a good Samaritan, a responsible person that has a concealed carry, they can take out their gun and boom, 2-3 seconds later, they've been neutralized.
Yeah.
And that's way before cops come, you know, all that hunky-dory. So can it be beneficial to have concealed carry? Yes. Should we have it, considering any fucking psychopath can get their hands on one? No, we shouldn't have that law in effect. I would say that we should put restrictions on it, then I'd be happy to have that law in effect.
Absolutely.
Regulate it. But the way it is, and even Americans, they don't want it regulated. No, we don't want any restrictions. You know, you've got to meet people halfway. If you don't meet people halfway, then what the fuck are we doing? There's people dying. There's kids in schools dying. You know, kids can get a hold of these guns. Kids. You know, from 17, you can legally have a firearm in some states. For the rest, it's 18. You know, you're still a kid. Notice teen at the end of 18 and 19, you're still a kid. You can be a teenager and own a firearm.
Yeah. Look, first of all, I don't think anything's going to change in America. I
Probably
stand by that. And the reason I'm going to stand by that is because of what happened in Sandy Hook.
Yeah.
So this happened a few years ago. Obama was president, Obama was a Democrat, obviously. And you could call him a progressive. If nothing happened, if no laws changed after Sandy Hook, where over 10 children, kindergarteners died. Kindergarteners died.
Yeah, that's crazy.
If nothing happened then, with a progressive president, nothing will ever happen. So the law's not going to change. So I think we should discuss how we could fix it, but it's not going to change in the sense that the guns are not going to get banned. We're not like what happened with Howard after Port Arthur, because we didn't have hundreds of millions of guns.
And look what happened with the one in New Zealand.
Yep.
Literally the next day or next couple of days, boom, banned. Not every weapon I think is banned, but I think the majority of weapons, and to have concealed carry, that was banned. I don't know if it's permanent. I don't know if it's until further notice. But I think they've just banned it. Yeah, I think it's permanent. And that's what Howard did back then with the massacre that happened with Martin Bryan. It's look, I think we've had less. Heck, we pretty much had none, unless you count gangland shootings. That's going to happen anyway. But mass shootings, we've had basically zero, none that I know of in Australia since then.
Burke Street, or was it Burke Street with that psycho in? I can't remember.
There was the one in Sydney, the Sydney siege.
There was.
Is that a mass shooting? I mean, it's still a hold up, but and there was demands and all this crap. But actual mass shooting where there's so many casualties, boom, 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 boom. Not since that time.
No, which is great.
Not since that time.
That's one of the. Like, I agree with what John Howard did back then. I do agree. He did a great thing for Australia.
Now, time will tell in the next 5, 6, 7 years if there'll be any sort of repeat in New Zealand. My guess is no, Because it makes a difference, man. It does. When people say it doesn't make a difference when you ban guns, it makes a difference. Sure, people can get them illegal. They can get them illegal.
Yeah.
But you can get anything illegal.
Correct.
Whether it's drugs, whether it's any sort of other weapons. So, the whole legal thing, but when you make it legal, it's like you're putting up a banner saying, hey, come get your guns, do what you want with them. It's like putting up a fucking, a billboard in Times Square saying, hey, come on, come.
Yeah.
Once upon a time, if you opened up a bank account with a bank, we're going back decades now.
Bowling for Columbine, yes.
You get a fucking
Michael
shotgun.
Moore,
You
yes.
get a shotgun with your account that you've opened.
Yeah. Well, there are actually some towns in the United States, and this has been reported on quite a bit, where it's illegal not to have a gun.
Wow.
Okay, and it's not hard
That's
to
crazy.
find. Just Google it, you'll find that it's illegal not to have a gun. But, like I said, I don't have a problem with guns being legal. If guns were legal in Australia, I would guns like, you can get a shotgun if you want, if you get the license and all that. But if you could have guns, I'd probably have one. I wouldn't carry it. I wouldn't carry it, but I would have it in my house just in case.
Protection. I think in Australia, I'm not sure, I could be wrong, but I don't think you can have a shotgun. I don't know. I know you can have a rifle.
Rifle hunting, not shotgun,
shotgun, thankfully, no, and pistol, no. But a gun is a gun, man, and a rifle does the job.
Yeah.
A rifle does a lot of damage.
Yeah.
And it's a very long shot with a rifle. And
Yeah.
So I think the danger is with pistols because you can easily conceal them and rip them out and shoot someone. You can't really conceal a rifle. It's noticeable. So even though I could probably, hide one if I wanted to. How do you hide a 12-gauge shotgun?
Yeah.
It depends how people want to take that. But it's true that a gun is much easier to hide, and that's why they're the most dangerous.
Yeah.
Ironically, because they're the lowest form of damage you can do. A rifle and a shotgun does much more.
Exactly.
It's look. I'm glad that we've got something in Australia. I mean, look, honestly, I'm not for target practice. Yes. For hunting defenseless animals, no, that's another topic for another time. But it's good that they've got something, an option. But I'm glad that, as far as I know, shotguns are banned, and I'm glad that pistols are banned because, if you go here in Australia into a Coles, into a JB Hi-Fi, into a Target, a Kmart, and you got people with weapons on them, with pistols. You got women. With guns in their handbags, and something just switches upstairs. Yeah, I'd hate to be around them.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, looking at it from where we are in Australia, it's obviously it's a bit different to if we were in America right now. Yeah. And it's interesting. We started the conversation with New York. Yeah. Because in New York, it's a little bit different to a lot of other states. So there's 50 states in America. Some states are very different. The laws are very different. For me, it's about, like I said at the start, it's impossible to control because there's just so many guns out there. Yeah. And keep in mind, there are even more guns coming in over the border from Mexico.
Yep.
Now, how would I, if I could make a change to America, and again, what do I know? But I wouldn't ban guns because, like I said, the battle has been lost. But there's two things that they need to do. Yeah. Okay, the government and the politicians. First of all, only certain people can have guns. So anybody that has been to prison or anyone that's been charged for any violent crimes, anyone that has a history of being a psycho of any kind, anyone who, I would even go as far as who's dealt with depression for a long time, should not be allowed to have guns. Yeah,
exactly. I agree.
It's
a no-brainer.
And unfortunately, they don't really have that law in practice right now. Yeah. And just about pretty much anyone who has done any mass shootings, the majority in America, and they happen all the time now, they have a history of violence, history of depression, etc. So that's the first thing I will change.
That's right.
And the second thing, I don't think they should be selling assault rifles.
Exactly.
Nobody needs an assault rifle.
Exactly.
You want a gun for hunting? You want a gun so you can keep it on you or in your car or in your house just in case, you know, there's a chance of anybody trying to rob you or kill you. Nobody needs an assault rifle unless you're in the army. Let's be serious.
Legally, to my knowledge, you can't buy an AK-47. Thank goodness for that, because only people in war use an AK-47. And terrorists, use AK-47s that they get off a truck and, I wish they would just get rid of them all. Just obliterate them off the planet. But ironically, you can get bump stocks, which is as powerful as shooting an AK-47. And that's legal. Bump stocks are legal. It's insane how you can just go into a Kmart and buy ammo from Kmart. You can go buy ammo from Kmart.
I think Walmart just stopped in America. They literally, the past month, they stopped selling ammo.
That's good to know.
And that's because of the shooting that happened at the Walmart. I think it was in Texas.
Yes. Now, I'm surprised they even did that. But the thing is, that's good, because Walmart, they can decide what they sell and what they don't sell.
Exactly.
They're not governed by any fucking law. They'll be angry consumers, but fuck them. If they don't like it, they can go take their fucking, blood money somewhere else. Because that's what it is. The only reason under us you're buying a gun, aside target practice, because many like it, fair enough. It's somewhat of a sport. And hunting, which let's not get into. But the main reason for owning a gun, aside target practice, is to cause harm. Whether it's hunting for animals or defending yourself against people.